Welcome, this is Carrie Mayo, and this is the story of how I choose to live each day with joy in hopes of inspiring others to do the same. My relationship with money over the past 40 years has been somewhat dysfunctional because no matter how much money I made, I seemed to always spend that same amount of money. But there were short bursts where I had more and I felt like it was a time where I was happier because when I had less, I was certainly more stressed out. And when my husband and I finally made the decision to commit ourselves to being debt-free, it wasn't easy. We had to have some real, honest conversations with ourselves, and we had to begin by knowing where our money went. Growing up, I don't remember anybody really having honest conversations with me about money. So the one thing that that resonated with us was on the radio. There's a syndication from Dave Ramsey, and the things that he would say always intrigued us, and we began to implement some of his principles throughout the years. But it wasn't until we decided to really understand what we spent our money on did things shift. And it was as simple as putting together a spreadsheet with all of the expenses, everything from groceries, pet, heating, insurance, mortgage, gas, kids' sports, holidays, birthdays. I mean, we listed out everything that we could possibly think of that we spent our money on, and we made estimates on those numbers. So our mortgage, we would say, would be a couple $1,000s a month. Groceries at the time were $1,000 a month. Insurance is a couple hundred for health and car, and then our pet expenses, we estimated what that was. And then each week or each month we would adjust those numbers for the first 6 months until about a year later we felt like we had full insight on what we spent our money on. And it was at that time where we could put a plan together. And the plan that I'm talking about is during those times where we did have more money, whether it was a bonus that I got at work or it was our tax return, we never had to wonder what we were going to do with that money, because this extra money that we had would go immediately to paying off the loans and the debt that we have. And it's not rocket science, so I want to put in the comments section a link to the spreadsheet that we created, because I really feel like the first thing that can be done to get control over the money and to redefine this dysfunctional relationship is to know where you're spending your money. And I'm harping on this idea of money because, there's so many people, myself included, that would determine how happy I was based off of how much money I had. But it's not always about how much money I have. I've learned that it's what I do with my money. It's the relationship that I have with my money, and it's knowing what my money is doing and how it's working for me instead of having my money control me. I hope it helps you. Leave some comments or message me, and if you can't access this document, I'll be more than happy to send it over to you. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see more, be sure to follow or like our page, and I encourage you to leave your comments and feedback below.